Good afternoon, guys. Once again, welcome to South Africa Lately, a channel that discusses South African trendy news. We do, however, grab here and there from international news when it is trending enough to be brought here. Please do understand that I'm not a politician. I do not have deep knowledge in politics. However, I am a South African citizen and also a voter, and I do believe that my views count when it comes to political affairs of a gorgeous, gorgeous country, guys. So if you were wondering why do we have Johann Rupert there, else, and the other guy whose name I forgot, here is an explanation by Sophie Mokoena. She's also saying that the golfers were invited by Donald Trump himself to come along for this meeting.
You know that during the state visit, let's start with the state visit, you have both government officials and also private citizens. In most cases, the private citizens will be your labor and your business, because on the margin of the meeting and the state visit, you will have a program where business will engage and the leaders of those respective countries will engage business. Because as you heard in that clip, South Africa wants to focus more on trade and investment. Normally, that will be the role of your private citizens. They are always there during state visit. Whether Ramaphosa is hosting a head of state or Ramaphosa is traveling, you have these people. It depends in terms of availability. There are those people who will always make themselves available to be part of that state visit. There are people who are not interested to be part of the visit because they are private business, they are well established, and therefore it doesn't matter for them. But when we started in 1994, we saw many business people, even big ones, accompanying Mandela, at times big, and it faded and faded and faded in terms of interest. During the working visit, you may have a similar situation. Even though you have small team, you might have strategic citizens for specific reasons. So we are told that Johann Rupert is there, any else, and Retief Goosen. Now, let's talk about Retief Goosen and any else. You would recall when the president of Ukraine was in the country, I pointed out that I was told that during the telephone conversation with President Ramaphosa ahead of that meeting, Donald Trump himself said the president must bring along the golfers. At that time, the request was any else and Gary Player. He, Donald Trump, invited them. But we are told Gary Player is not available, he's in Japan, but also the family feels that he's quite senior, traveling up and down, doesn't work. And therefore, I think that's why Retief Goosen, because Trump is a golfer. You have Johann Rupert. We know, we've been told that Johann Rupert is a friend to Trump or has access to Trump. He has been facilitating to push that South Africa is able to engage Trump when Trump was angry and not willing to engage. Therefore, I think he is there to give a perspective from a white citizen in terms of this notion that Afrikaners are being marginalized and these problematic legislations that we saw some parties challenging, such as the DA. And therefore, I am not surprised that Rupert is there, because we know he has access to Donald Trump. What is important is for the government not to allow a situation where business or interest parties set the tone and push decisions. There is absolutely nothing wrong. Ayanda Nyati going and being part of that, talking about exchange program as it relates to broadcasting. I'm just making an example. But at the end of the day, government must be independent in decision making and they must follow the law, and those laws are being adopted by Parliament. You cannot go to Washington and change the law. You have to come back and consult the legislature. If the legislature approves, then you can make changes. Therefore, I think we do have, as a country, views in terms of individuals based on our historic perspective, and people have a right to ask hard questions about the private citizens. What government must do is to explain why these private citizens who are South Africans, and therefore, so that South Africans are not left in the dark in terms of the role of these people.
And also, she also explained why President Cyril Ramaphosa will never change the laws of South Africa to accommodate Elon Musk all by himself. He says even if he agrees to change the laws, he has to come back to South Africa and take that thing to Parliament and be discussed and see if it is possible to change. He says there is no way he would bend the laws of South Africa to accommodate Elon Musk. So do you believe it? Do you believe it?
Elon Musk, of course, comes up insofar as that is concerned, and the controversy around Starlink being able to operate in South Africa. We know that the laws in this country require that a foreign-based company allows that there be some kind of, let's call it a stake insofar as the operations are, if they want to operate in South Africa. But reports now emerging that, in fact, Elon Musk is engaging the government. What do we know about that and the likelihood that he'll actually be in Washington?
Elon Musk's engagement with the South African government didn't start today. It started a long time ago because he wants to bring Starlink on the continent. His company has been approaching different governments on the continent. Let's start there. His business, and he's operating in many countries. Now, we know that at some point in time last year when the president was at the UN, during the General Assembly, he did meet Elon Musk. That is why we have those visuals. They were discussing that. The issue here is that Elon Musk doesn't want to comply with the laws of the country as it relates to the redress, the BEE. It is the law. It is not a government decision. It is the law of the country. To change that, you have to go back to the legislature, to Parliament, and political parties that are represented in Parliament must have a say. Therefore, the president can't change the law. The only option can be Elon Musk partnering with the already established mobile operators or network operators in South Africa in the satellite space to bring Starlink in South Africa, as he has done in India. Therefore, that's the option. Maybe those are some of the issues that they are discussing, but there is no way Ramaphosa can sign in Washington in that Oval Office or make commitment that I will have a special preferential treatment and arrangement for Elon Musk, because even big business in South Africa are complying. There are many big businesses who have complied with the laws of the country as they relate to the redress, even though some people are uncomfortable. We can see there's always court challenges because people are emboldened after the National Congress lost majority. People are emboldened. They can see, they can push. That is why sometimes you see this contestation in terms of power, because the results last year of the elections communicated a message that there's a window for opportunity for all of us to lead or to be in charge. So what I do know is that at this moment, he is struggling to rebuild the relationship with America because it looks like it's waning. Let's watch what happened in the Congress yesterday in terms of how South Africa has been able to lobby the Congress in terms of some of disinformation and misinformation, like Elon Musk last night. We saw that interview where he's talking about marginalization of Afrikaners. They did that during apartheid. the activists to lobby the congressman to push back against Reagan when he wanted to veto the apartheid law that was going to impose sanctions on South Africa. Let's take...
Okay, guys, if you watched up to here, I'd like to say enkosi kakhulu for watching my videos. Please kindly share your views in the comment section. I'm looking forward to reading those, and if time allows me, but if time does not allow me, I'm going to react to show that I appreciate your interaction on my channel. And do have yourself a beautiful afternoon.